Now, Farage should be coming out right now and answering questions on shows like yours, John, to show that he did nothing wrong. Instead, he's gone into hiding. That isn't what somebody who's got nothing to hide does. This really does stink to high heaven, and I think Nigel Farage needs to get out there and face this up and explain what he's really been doing, because the British public want all political parties, all politicians, to play by the same rules, exactly as we were just talking about in a very different circumstance regarding the World Cup.
Now, let's welcome to the programme, live on air, the Housing Secretary in the Cabinet, Steve Reid. Hello to you, Steve. Good to have you here.
Hello, John. Good to be with you.
Welcome. Now, Steve, I know you love your football. We both happen to have the good sense to be Palace supporters, don't we?
Very good sense.
What do you make of President Trump intervening so openly to try to get that US playing star to play, despite being suspended after getting that red card? And all of this after Trump had a word with Gianni Infantino at FIFA.
Well, you know, games have rules, and the integrity of the game is based on those rules being followed. If you could just get a politician phoning up to bend the rules in circumstances they don't like, that really does go to the heart of what the game is about, doesn't it? I think an awful lot of football fans are very unhappy about this one.
Not just, but an awful lot of football fans. And I mean, what has this done, though, for the integrity of the tournament?
Well, you know, I'm very surprised that FIFA took the decision that they did. You know, we saw Jarell Quansah last night getting a red card as well. Does that mean people can phone up and try to get that one delayed or postponed until it's more convenient for the team? I think the rules have to apply equally to all teams in a tournament if that tournament wants to retain integrity. It'd be interesting to follow and see where this one goes, but really, you know, refs hand out red cards. It shouldn't be for other people to then decide after the fact whether that was a full red card, a partial red card, shouldn't have been issued as a red card. What's the point of having a ref?
Yeah, last one on this. I mean, the president said he was just making a suggestion. Gianni Infantino said it was really nothing to do with him. It was an independent decision. You don't buy that, do you?
No, I mean, I know what I think. I don't know the details of who spoke to whom and when, John. But you know, there'll be an awful lot of people feeling very exasperated about this one. The rules have to apply equally to all players and all teams for the tournament to have integrity, and that surely is the essential ingredient here.
Okay, I want to move on to Nigel Farage and political donations. I'll just ask you this. I mean, there have been complaints, accusations about Nigel Farage and his adherence or otherwise to the rules, some coming from Labour. To what extent do you reckon these accusations, though, and the complaints against Farage from your party, how far are they motivated by a desire to take down or take out who is a massive threat to Labour?
Well, there's actually a very neat crossover from the previous question. We have rules and they have to apply equally to everybody, so everybody is then on a level playing field. Now, Nigel Farage has faced many questions about the 5 million donation he got originally from, you know, a Thailand-based cryptocurrency investor. Gave him £5 million. Farage's story about what that money was for and how he spent it have changed over time, but we do know he then went out and lobbied for the rules around crypto to be relaxed. So there are very many questions to be answered about this. Now we've got the follow-on story about Cottrell, Posh George, as he's called in the newspapers, a man convicted of fraud in the United States, giving Farage money, funding for security, access to homes, none of it declared as well. Now, Farage should be coming out right now and answering questions on shows like yours, John, to show that he did nothing wrong. Instead, he's gone into hiding. That isn't what somebody who's got nothing to hide does. This really does stink to high heaven, and I think Nigel Farage needs to get out there and face this up and explain what he's really been doing, because the British public want all political parties, all politicians, to play by the same rules, exactly as we were just talking about in a very different circumstance regarding the World Cup.
Right, and if this then, because the commissioner, the Standards Commissioner, has to have a say on this, it may go to the Standards Committee of MPs cross-party. If they decide this was a private matter and was not declarable, you'd accept that?
Well, we have a system, don't we? A standards regime and an independent reviewer who will look into this case and he'll report back to the House of Commons. Now, again, playing by the rules, you have to accept the system that we have in place for adjudicating, and I'm sure he'll carry out his work and then he'll explain what's gone on. But I think the big problem here is Farage, rather than facing this down, keeps changing his story and has now gone into hiding. We're not seeing him on any of the media shows at the moment. That's very unusual for Farage. He's normally very desperate to grab the limelight, but when he's being asked about things he doesn't want to answer questions on, suddenly he's nowhere to be seen.
All right, now Steve, now you are bringing in new rules on political donations. Just tell us, what are they and why are they coming?
Well, why this is coming is there was concerns being raised about the security of our elections from foreign influence by foreign hostile states like Russia or China, or even wealthy foreign individuals. So we asked Philip Rycroft, a former senior figure in the civil service, to conduct a review to answer the question: are our elections safe from foreign influence? And he said they are not. And he's made recommendations that we're announcing today as amendments that we'll bring into the Representation of the People Bill, the so-called elections bill, to make changes to keep our elections safe from where Philip Rycroft has identified gaps and loopholes that put us at risk.
And as and when Reform UK say, look, this is all about targeting them, what in a nutshell do you say to that?
Well, it's absolute nonsense unless they think that Reform is uniquely susceptible to influence by Russia and China. This is about protecting all of our democracy, all of our elections from foreign influence. So, for instance, there will be a total ban on donations through cryptocurrency. And the reason for that is if you are the Kremlin and you wanted to funnel money into British elections, crypto is a very good way to do it because it's not traceable where the money came from. So until we can trace the source of funding through crypto, that is not a route you should be able to donate to British political parties. That applies to all parties, not just Reform. And again, Reform need to explain to me and the public why they think it's Reform that the Kremlin would want to fund and not any other political party. But we're going to close down that loophole so dark foreign money cannot influence our elections. That's not the only change, John. There are others too. There are some loopholes around shell companies being set up, so money could be funneled into these shell companies. That's a fake company that exists in name only and doesn't do any trading. Yeah. You can sort of launder dark money through those and into British politics. Okay. That's also a loophole that we'll be closing.
Well, we'll come back to this very, very soon. Steve Reid in the Cabinet, good to talk to you. Thank you.